Hybrids are all the rage right now, and if you're looking for a compact 5-seat family SUV, MG may just have the thing for you because they have just launched the new HS Hybrid Plus. Welcome to the garage on Ride By. Now, if you're looking to buy a new car, there is no better time to buy an electrified vehicle than right now because there are just so many choices from the Chinese brands and from the big three like the Japanese, like Toyota, there's Honda, and now MG is adding to their stable with the new HS Hybrid Plus, a compact 5-seat SUV that's slightly larger than the recently launched ZS Hybrid. So it has a 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 paired to an electric motor. It has a 1.8 kilowatt-hour battery, a 2-speed hybrid transmission, and it's rated around 220 plus horsepower and 340 newton meters of torque. So it should be more than enough for most people, and we've been driving it for a while now, and it is an enjoyable car to drive. But first, let's have a walk around of the car to see what makes it such a looker right now. So this car, it's obviously it's white, and it has blackout trim here on the cladding. You've got black cladding here on the fender flares. You've got blackout wheels. These are 19-inch 55 series Bridgestone Alenza tires. So props to MG for fitting this with quality Bridgestone tires. So as you know, most car manufacturers now are speccing cheaper OEM tires to save money wherever they can. But MG, they chose to go with a more premium brand for the tires, Bridgestone, and these are great. Look at the tread pattern here. If you look at the tread pattern here, malalim yung grooves niya, which makes it better to mitigate aquaplaning in the wet. So walking around the car, you will see that it seems to have substantial ground clearance. So this looks like around, I don't know, maybe close to 200 millimeters, but the actual rated ground clearance of this car is around 167 millimeters. Still substantial because the lowest point measured is at the, you can't see it right now, but if you go here, the ground clearance is affected by the lower control arms because it has an all-independent suspension and the rear is a multi-link. So that's going to contact any larger bumps. But still, 167 should be more than enough to clear most humps, ruts, and small ditches. Then, going back to the side, you can see that this running board here, it has a faux carbon fiber finish. It's a little bit much for me. And also this accent strip here, it's supposed to reflect supposed to look like a bit of a crystal, but again, it's a little bit too much for me. I don't know, maybe not for other people. I like this blackout housing on the side mirrors. You get a little bit of chrome here on the window surround. And then you've got satin silver roof rails. Walking around to the back, you will see that it has LED lighting all around. So you've got LED headlamps at the front, and then here at the tail lamps, it's also an LED treatment. The lower part of the bumper again has this faux carbon fiber trim, and the tailpipe is hidden over there. So they avoided that fake twin tailpipe look that some other models are tempted to do. And watch this. There. So it has a hands-free power tailgate. That's one of the standard features. Look closely here, you have a sizable trunk or boot space, even without folding down the seats. Because this is a hybrid, of course, so the 1.8 kilowatt-hour battery takes up space where a spare tire normally would be. So if you lift this cover here, you get access to the spare tire repair kit. Should be good enough to get you going to a vulcanizing shop if ever you puncture one of your tires. In addition, this is a space here that you can hide some of more valuable items. Let's say you're parking it in a not so safe area. Check out the engine bay. So checking the engine bay is very convenient because it has hydraulic prop rods, so you don't get a cheap strut here. And if you look closely here at the engine bay, so it's a very neat, although it's somewhat cramped, workspace. I would not want to touch this if I was not a qualified mechanic or technician. Do note that the airbox is placed high up in the engine bay, which should make crossing minor floods a less stressful experience, although I would not encourage you to do it. But if ever you need to cross a flood, at least up to about maybe this level, shouldn't be a problem. As for dimensions, the MGHS Hybrid Plus measures 4,670 millimeters long, 1,890 millimeters wide, and 1,660 millimeters tall with a 2,765 millimeter wheelbase. These numbers put it somewhere in between the smaller Honda HR-V and the larger Honda CR-V, and just about the same footprint as a BYD Sealion 6. So stepping into the HS Hybrid Plus, you're greeted with a tastefully designed cockpit. So you've got a lot of soft touch surfaces here in the shelf here. Got some nice leather with perforations, and these seats are heated, by the way. The dashboard, well, it looks like a real dashboard. It's not like some other Chinese crossovers where it's just a plain shop and you've got this big screen here. Here, there's a little bit more inspiration with the design. So you've got good big AC vents. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Got some piano black here with some aluminum strips for accent. You've got this big combined screen here. This is a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, and you've got a full digital cluster. This ovalized steering wheel looks familiar. I think this is also the same thing that they use in the MG1 and possibly the ZS Hybrid. If you look closely here at the leather panels, if it's leather or leatherette, you have some orange contrast stitching. So it's a nice touch. Perforations on the steering wheel. The shifter here looks like a little piece of sculpture with the way it's shaped here. Doesn't really do much functionally, but it just looks nice. And I like how the shifter fits exactly in the palm of the average hand. The shifter is around the shifter it's a clean space. You've got just these indicators for drive, neutral, and reverse, your park button, emergency automatic parking brake, your auto hold, and your hill descent control. Drive modes for this car are activated via the shortcut key here on the steering wheel. Now, some other things to note. So you've got some hard plastic on surfaces that will see a lot of use. So the door panels are hard plastic here, but the MG took the time to add some patterns here, like see the side panels here. It's supposed to, I think it's trying to mimic the look of fabric, but it's still plastic. Then some other nice details. Of course, you got a panoramic sunroof. So with a retractable cover. I'm just gonna cover it right now because the sun's already up and it's quite hot. The seats, very comfortable. The front seats, this is power adjustable. It has memory function. Now, big part of the cockpit, of course, is this big screen. So on one hand, it eliminates a lot of the physical buttons that can clutter up dashboard. On the other hand, if you're not familiar with where all the apps and icons work, you can get lost and it can lead to a bit of distracted driving. So it's best to study the layout of this car first before you get going, because you might need to access something important and it will distract you. For example, so right now, the infotainment screen is showing me 4 sub-menus. You've got your navigation, your Apple CarPlay, climate control, and your App Connect. Let's explore the many functions of this infotainment screen. So if you press the home button here, so that's the home screen, right? If you press this car icon, this lets you access driving settings like drive mode, regen braking, if you want to turn off your stability control. The steering effort goes from comfort to normal to sport. For convenience, you can set up to 3 positions for the driver's seat. Then if you want the lights to turn on when you exit or enter the car, want to turn on the fog lamps as well, or the rear fog lamps. Although normally these functions should be on the stock here. You get welcome headlights and follow me home. The MG Pilot is what MG calls their advanced driving aid suite. So you've got adaptive cruise control, speed limit recognition, overspeed warning, front collision assist, lane departure assist, so that includes lane keeping assist and lane departure warning, rear driving assist, blind spot detection, lane change assist, rear cross traffic alert, door open warning, and rear collision warning. So it's a very comprehensive suite of ADAS, and these help give it its 5-star rating for Euro NCAP and ANCAP. You can even have different modes for your instrument cluster here. So you can have a speed focused display. You can have a navigation focused display if you have it enabled, or you can have a smart mix. It's called intelligent drive, where you see your speed and you see your secondary information here on the right side of the instrument cluster. You can even have what they call an instrument immersion mode, where most of the other functions are disabled, so you just see your speed. Finally, this status menu lets you know if it's time to bring the car in for a service, as well as the state of the 12-volt battery. So this car is brand new, practically brand new. It's about less than 200 kilometers on the odometer. So the next service is in 9,770 kilometers. So quite a bit of time on our hands. Strangely, so the car has CarPlay and Android Auto, as most new cars should have. And it has a wireless charger, but see that I'm having it wired in nonetheless, because the Apple CarPlay is still wired. Don't ask me why. Having said that, you also get USB-C and USB-A charging points, as well as a 12-volt cigarette lighter socket point here. You get 2 small cup holders. Unfortunately, they're not big enough to hold an oversized flask. Nope. Got a little console box over here. So if you're the type to carry an oversized flask, this is 800 ml. It's always important to keep hydrated. There's no other place to store it except here in the door side pocket. However, it's not a bad place to be in at all. I was very comfortable in the drive here. It's very quiet. The fit and finish is really good. Of course, the MG is assembled by SAIC, which is highly robotized manufacturing assembly in Shanghai. And if you sit in the car for the first time and you were new to Chinese cars, you would think that it was actually Japanese or even European. So it's world-class fit and finish. Let's check out the back. Hey there! Before we continue, did you know that we also have an online store? It is www.rideby.ph. Everything you need for your car and or your motorcycle. We've got detailing products, maintenance parts, gear, and many more. Do check it out and get 10% off your first purchase. Now, back to regular programming. Right, so let's check out the back seat. Ooh, it is roomy. Okay, very comfortable back seat. The height of the seat bottom is just right for an adult like me, about 5'8". Good headroom here for maybe if you're under 6 feet, you'll be fine, but taller people might have a problem. Let's see if the seat is adjustable. No, the seat back is not adjustable for rake, so it's fixed, but it is a comfortable Goldilocks position here. It's not too upright, but it's not too lean far back. You also have air vent here at the bottom. You've got 2 USB-C charging ports here. Have grab handles and map lights. Thoughtful touch. The usual seat back pockets. The quality of the leather upholstery is nice and feels plush. The thickness is just right, so I'm not sinking into the seat. It's not too hard either. Okay, the middle row, the middle seat, middle position is actually not bad. So one of the reasons why we would want to upgrade to an HS Hybrid Plus from the ZS is that it's a little bit wider, so you get more usable backseat space. I mean, I love the ZS Hybrid, but it's really more of a 4-seater because the middle position is really not that ideal unless you're a kid, you're a small person. But this one, an adult could fit here with not too much discomfort. So you've got a generous back seat space. You've got a generous trunk space already without folding down the seat back. But if you really need more space, it should be a pretty simple exercise. So there are quick releases for the seat back. So by folding down the seat backs and removing this tonneau cover, you have a pretty long and wide cargo area to haul longer stuff, golf bags, bicycles, lots and lots of groceries and suitcases. All right, so I think that's enough to show the utility aspect of the car. Now let's go for a drive and see how she runs. All right, so just cruising along in the MG HS Hybrid. Right away, you can really feel the difference compared to an ICE drivetrain. The smoothness of the powertrain is really something to appreciate, especially at lower speeds where right now we're in hybrid mode, so both the engine and the electric motor are working to drive the car. But at slower speeds, the car will switch to EV mode, so it's a very quiet driving mode. It's very smooth and just very relaxing way to get along. So the DI Pilot's system right now, everything is on, including the overspeed warning. So we're in the speed limit zone, and the speed limit is 60, and it's very responsive. So the moment I exceed 60, it has this warning chime reminding me to slow down. So it's a very useful system, especially, you know how speed limit zones are being very strict right now, especially in the Skyway or T-Plex, where if you're even just slightly over the speed limit, you will find an enforcer waiting for you to give you a very expensive ticket and maybe a time-consuming seminar. So let's just keep it around 50. This is very important because these hybrid cars are deceptively quick because they're very quiet. You don't notice how fast you're going, so it's always good to be checking your speed by looking at the speedometer from time to time or relying on the system to alert you if you're going over. Right, so aside from the speed limit recognition and overspeed warning, the MG Pilot Driving Aid Safety Suite includes front collision assist. So it's a warning if you're getting too close to a car, it's going to try and remind you to slow down. And if you're ignoring that, it'll actually tap the brakes for you. And you can set the alert sensitivity low, medium, or high. There's lane departure assist. So the lane departure assist helps in several ways. First is it can alert you if it senses that you're veering out of your lane. And then a more proactive technique is it actually provides steering inputs to help you stay centered. This is not an excuse for you, of course, to drive hands-free, because if you do that for too long, it will alert you that you are not driving safely. Then you also have a rear driving assist and you have blind spot protection. So if there's a car here in my blind spot, there's going to be a set of lights here, that amber lights here. And even if I'm changing lane, they've got their lane keeping assist warning me. Even if you're changing lanes and using your turn signal, if it detects that there's a car in my blind spot, the camera will automatically activate to show me that there is a car in my blind spot. It's a very useful system. There's also lane change assist, rear cross traffic, door opening, rear collision warning. So these ADAS systems all help to give the car its 5-star NCAP rating. And it's true that some systems may be a bit naggy or annoying at first, but once you get used to it, it's better to just keep everything on because it just helps create a safer drive. And yan mga binili. A positive highlight of the car is the all-independent suspension. So we've got front but first struts and a rear multi-link suspension. It's a very smooth and comfortable setting, although I will say that it is not as sporty as the smaller, the more compact ZS Hybrid. If you remember our preview video of that car, I was marveling on how taut and how agile the car felt, and how much it felt actually like a sport compact crossover. This one, it's slightly different. It's not as pillowy as the MG1, which I believe is a slightly older model. This one, it's soft enough to be comfortable because I guess it's supposed to be a long-distance tourer, so that's fine. However, you will notice that as you speed up and the surface of the road becomes a little bit rougher, the body motions are more noticeable, especially with the way the car will squat under hard acceleration, the way it will dive just a bit if you brake hard, and body roll if you're cornering a little too quickly, like right now. So there. So it's not a flat cornering machine like the ZS Hybrid. The plus side for that is you get higher ground clearance, which is more useful in real-world situations where you need to clear potholes and dips without worrying about scratching the underside of the car. Of course, you get a more commanding view out. Speaking of which, visibility all around is excellent. So though you got panoramic views almost any angle. You even got this panoramic sunroof, which I've opened halfway. Driving position is very good. So we've got adequate bolsters at the thighs and the side, and you even have seat heaters. The only thing that kind of detracts from the ergonomics of the car is that MG still has this, I don't know, I would say it's an allergy to physical buttons. So if I need to adjust my aircon, there's no dial or there's no button here on the center stack. So you need to press, if you're using Apple CarPlay, the quickest way to access the climate control buttons is to press the home button here. And then you tap this little window here for the climate control. And then you have to manipulate the touchscreen. So it takes away your attention from the road. I still think physical dials are still superior because you can manipulate them without keeping your eyes off the road. And then if you're using Apple CarPlay, so now you're in the climate control menu. To go back to that, now you have to press a series of buttons to get you back to Apple CarPlay. So it's a tedious process. I mean, it's nothing a little muscle memory can't fix for you. I mean, if you own this car, I'm sure you'll have the sequence memorized already. It's just that it's really not as quick and intuitive as a more traditional setup would be. But I guess MG really wanted to concentrate all of the functionality into the touchscreen and digital instrument cluster. You get a clean looking center stack, but it takes a little more effort to access the secondary functions of the car. So right now, speaking of secondary functions, there are two customizable buttons here in the steering wheel. There are two stars. The one on the left is it's a white star, and then the right one is a hollowed out star. It's just an outline of the star. And this is customizable to use for your climate control, your regen braking settings, and your drive mode. I didn't set the shortcut button to the climate control because if I do that, then I don't have a shortcut to my drive modes. So as it is, so the right star button switches between comfort, normal, and sport modes. So, and then, because there's no toggle switch near the shifter like you normally would expect for these cars. And then where the left shortcut button switches between high and low settings for your regenerative braking. Right now I'm at the high setting. So this really adds to the braking power of the car, the stopping power of the car, and also helps to more quickly recharge the 1.8 kilowatt hour battery. The only thing that I noticed though that when I use the shortcut button to adjust the settings for the regen, there's no indicator here in the screen that tells me what setting I found. So to do that, then I have to go back to the menu, the infotainment screen, tap the car icon, go to the driving, right, the driving menu, and then now I know, oh, I'm at a low setting pala. So now I have to tap the high setting, there you go. And while I'm here, I might as well switch my steering to sport mode. There. Steering in sport mode feels good. You get just enough heft in the steering to make it feel more stable at speed. For those who want zero effort, you can always put it to comfort, but I prefer to put it in sport or maybe even normal. Of course, and there's actually a surprising amount of steering feedback. Sorry, I'm going over the speed limit again because this car doesn't feel as fast as you're actually going. So it's a deceptively quick car. So thank you for the speed limit warning. As I was saying, there's actually decent steering feel through the rim, which is a rare thing right now with all of these modern cars. Most cars have numb steering, but there's just enough rumble through the steering wheel rim to give you an idea of the available traction under you. Maybe it's also down to the tire choice. This car is rolling on, if I'm not mistaken, 55 series 19-inch Bridgestones with a fairly aggressive tread pattern for a all-season tire. And it's good because the feedback is informative, gives you some good seat of the pants feel without being intrusive. The NVH levels, the noise, vibration, harshness levels, are still pretty good in this car. There's just enough noise filtering through to give you an idea of what's happening outside, but it's not distracting. Of course, we're going at 60 right now, but a little while ago on the highway, around 100, it's still quiet, as most normal cars are. It feels very solid. For convenience, it has a panoramic sunroof, hands-free power tailgate, rear privacy glass, rain-sensing wipers, intelligent headlights with auto on and off for the high beams, follow me home function, driving position memory system, wireless charger, dual zone automatic climate control with dust filter and rear vents, and power adjustable seats for the driver and front passenger. So the drivetrain is quick, punchy, and smooth, but how economical is it? Well, for our admittedly limited driving time with the car, we've only had it for the better part of a day. We've been seeing anywhere from 19 to 20 kilometers per liter in the city with mostly moderate speed driving. So trying out the 360-degree camera, you can see here that it uses most of the infotainment screen real estate to show you two primary views. So you've got the back view here and you've got this overhead view. And you have these guidelines. So if you turn the steering wheel left or right, it gives you a better idea of where the car will go once you start actually reversing. So you press this little icon here. You can choose vehicle transparent mode. You can remove the character line or add the character line, and even opt to put the radar wall up. So it's pretty good view because right here there's our cameraman here, so you can see here where he is. So it really helps to reduce the blind spots of the car, and it just makes it so much easier to maneuver. And if you shift it in drive, so now you're going forward, you can even use the front camera to help you position the car at lower speeds. But if you go at faster speeds, it will automatically shut off. Pretty neat. So to summarize, the car has, as expected, it looks as solid and as smooth as it looks. So it's a very positive feeling car with just enough feedback through the steering wheel, through the seat of the pants to give you a better idea of how to manage the available traction. It is not an overly desensitized cocoon as some other newer cars are wont to be. I guess that's the MG DNA there. Of course, we all know that MG is Chinese owned right now, but they have retained that driving character in the car to make you feel more involved. Now, if your preference is for cars that are like cocoons, maybe this one isn't for you. But if you want a more involving spirit, the one that has a little bit more character baked into the car, then I would definitely recommend this. Now, I can't give you a rating yet for this car because this is still just a preview drive. We'll have to see if we can borrow this car again for a longer review. But right now, the first impressions are very good. It is not a very sporty crossover like the smaller ZS Hybrid, like I said. But for touring, I would not hesitate to take this car on an epic road trip. Overall, a pretty good first impression of MG's compact hybrid SUV. I would actually give it a rating right now, but we just can't yet because for one, we don't really know the selling price. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe 100, 200,000 higher than the smaller ZS Hybrid. Of course, we have to wait for the official announcement. As it is, I think this will be a very competitive entry in the compact SUV. So you've got BYD Sealion 6, you've got the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, you've got Honda HR-V Hybrid. So if MG, I think, can price it somewhere in that area or slightly lower, then I think they've got a very impressive possible bestseller in the making here. So that's all for now. No ratings yet. Watch out for a full review when we get our hands on the car for a longer test drive period. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments.